Greetings, dear viewer. I wanted to make this video because there's something really cool. There's an innovative new treatment for autoimmune diseases, and no one's talking about it. It's called inverse vaccines. Okay, it's not like available to the public yet or anything. They haven't produced it on a wide scale. Only some clinical trials are going on. But yeah, they've created inverse vaccines. And what this does is it gets to the root of the problem in autoimmune diseases. It trains the immune system not to attack specific autoantigens. So, if you know about the immune system, you'll understand that it works by recognizing foreign antigens and launching an attack. So, let's say a virus enters your body. It's going to have unique proteins on its surface that the immune system can recognize and attack. Now, in the case of an autoimmune disease, there's some sort of glitch in your immune system, and your immune system looks at some antigens in your own body that are part of you that are supposed to be there, and it goes, oh, what's this? And attacks it, right? And so that's how you get things like type 1 diabetes, multiple sclerosis, celiac disease, lupus, all these sorts of things. I'm sure there's a lot more. Anyway, so how they normally treat them today is they'll just give you an immunosuppressant. Now that just dampens your whole immune system, right? So that makes you more susceptible to things like, well, any disease, cancer. So, of course, a breakthrough is needed because think of all these people languishing, living with immunosuppressants when they need inverse vaccines. Well, good thing those are in the works. So, how it happened was, I think this started at the University of Chicago's Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering. I think that's it. Yeah, this team led by Jeffrey Hubble. Basically, yeah, Jeffrey Hubble's pretty cool. I've been looking into this guy since I looked up inverse vaccines. He's kind of famous now. Like there's a Wikipedia article about him, but eventually in the not too distant future, in the not too distant future, I think he'll be super famous. So basically, they looked at what happens after apoptosis. That's basically when a cell in your body kills itself for the sake of you, right? So if a cell realizes that its DNA is damaged beyond repair, it will go through a systematic deconstruction. It'll take itself apart. It'll get broken down into neat little pieces. Well, what happens next is the body then tags these little pieces with a sugar, and then that sugar goes to the liver. Now, the liver is pretty interesting in the immune system because the liver has dead cells in your own body passing through it. It has food particles and good gut bacteria going through it. And it has a bias in favor of recognizing those particles as self and telling the immune system not to attack it. And so how it works is when, let's say you have apoptosis, cell breaks down, pieces go to the liver. Then inside the liver, it makes regulatory T cells, it deactivates T cells that will attack that particular thing. Let's see, so you have, and it deletes T cells, right? It does those three things. And so then you have this tolerance that can spread systemically throughout the body. So they looked at this and said, well, how can we harness this to induce tolerance to autoantigens? So they tried it. They took their target autoantigen, they tagged it with the sugar, and it worked. It worked in some animal studies. So now they've moved on to some clinical trials. So this guy I was talking about, Dr. Jeffrey Hubble, He he has a few ventures he's involved in. He's brought his science to business. One of those is a company called Enochion, and that's basically, yeah, I guess they're a pharmaceutical company of sorts. They're they don't sell anything yet, but they are working on inverse vaccines for multiple sclerosis and for celiac disease, and they're doing some research on one for type 1 diabetes, right? And so far, the results of those studies, a little bit on the promising side, but it's so early. But here's the thing, even if these particular inverse vaccines that they're working on, even if these don't work, I think with the research on inverse vaccines, they're headed in the right direction. They're getting to the root of the problem of autoimmune diseases. Also, inverse vaccines have other utility in treating things like asthma and allergies, right? Because if you have asthma, your lungs are reacting to, you know, certain particles in the air, right? Makes you, right? You can induce tolerance to that. Seasonal allergies too, which I have, and it's annoying. And it would be nice if I could just get a little injection that fixes it. Now, it's not known, are you going to need a monthly injection, a yearly injection? All that remains to be seen. Remains to be seen how well this is going to work. But I am just super excited about it, and I think it's really cool, and I think more people should know about it, and more people should talk about it. And since I like hearing myself talk, I would rather hear myself talk about something cool, and this is one of them. Inverse vaccines. Yeah, I don't know what else I could say about this, so I think I'll end this video right here. Of course, I will tell people, yeah, this is all early phase studies and stuff, so don't think that, you know, they've struck gold and this is going to fix everything forever. But yeah, this is really cool. Thanks for watching.